Welcome to the Whiskey Vault. I'm Daniel Whittington, Chancellor of Wizard Academy Whiskey Marketing School. It is January 1st. If you're watching this at 10 a.m., you were responsible last night. If you're watching it later, who knows? Mileage may vary. Okay. I figured I would reward you if you're happening to watch on New Year's Day with a bit of a rant. And I bought this bottle with my own money, so this is hidden whiskey, stuff you probably will not be able to get your hands on just because I think this is a limited release. And I don't know. Okay, there we go. This is a part of Macallan's, what they're calling the Harmony Collection. And this is the fifth one in the Harmony Collection, where they are partnering with various artists, people, to do specific releases for various reasons. I'm talking about the whiskey first. So supposedly this is a partnership with Jing tea, and they worked with them to develop a whiskey inspired by the organic cherrywood lapsang, an expertly crafted black tea selected by Jing with notes of toffee. So I think the team from Jing helped choose the blend. That my understanding, my interpretation of this is they worked with a famous tea company. The people from the tea company worked with the blender at Macallan to craft a whiskey that gave them all of the memories and impacts and flavors that they look for in a great cherrywood lapsang tea. That's an interesting partnership and an interesting idea. And I'm interested to see, does it deliver? Most of the Macallans I know, they really focus on the nose, and they have beautiful noses. And the palate can be iffy. Sometimes the palate's great, sometimes the palate's meh, sometimes it's completely different than the nose, but they really seem to focus on the nose. They used old tea leaves for the packaging. Sounds expensive, which is probably why this costs so much. Combination of sherry, European, and American oak casks. So, on the nose. Smells like Macallan, which is good. It should. Super sherry forward. Dark fruits, fig, raisin. Almost an Armagnac-y kind of dark wine note, but it's, obviously sherry, but almost like really heavy. There is a charred, slight toasted, charred edge to the, like, oaky, toasted pastry. It's earth. It's a beautiful nose. Man, on the special editions with Macallan, there are a few whiskeys out there. They're out there, but they are one of the top on the presentation of the nose of a single malt. It's just a work of art. The char is not char. I'm speaking too strongly of the char. The char is... So I had a campfire on my back deck, or a fire pit in the back, and I dropped in a couple of cedar boards, and it smoked my whole... And I had a beanie on, or like a toque for you Canadians. And for the next 2 weeks, I would put that on while it was cold, and no matter where I was, it smelled like camp smoke. And it depressingly took me a couple of days to realize, oh, my beanie still smells like smoke. Because I would just throw it on, and then I'd be like, I think I smell smoke. But that sort of distant whiff of smoke is like what's present in here. It's not smoked. It's just there's a distant wisp of someone has started a fire in their fireplace while you're out in the woods in the earth. And then dark caramels. I like this palate better than I thought I would. It's not as elaborate as the nose. Once again, nose delivers in every possible way. And the palate is nice, drinkable, soft, smooth, one might say. It's a little tangy. There is a sort of a, I guess, a cherry, but like it's got this not sour, but we talked about this before, almost in the direction of citrusy, but tangy note in the aftertaste. And then it's kind of sweet, but it's got that dry tannin finish, like an astringent feeling to the palate. Yeah. Why am I annoyed by this? This is a good whiskey. The nose is amazing. The palate's good. It's a cool idea to have people who are tea people come blend your whiskey with you. And I think that's cool, and that's something worth doing, and that's a cool story. To see, like, actually, in the Texas whiskey industry, at one point, we talked a lot about, wouldn't it be cool if we had blenders from our different Texas distilleries come in and create blends with each other's products? Right? So, like, go see what Jared and Emma and Gabe would do with Garrisons. Like, if they were given all the stock and they would create their own release, a Garrison release, what would they blend? What would Treaty Oak do if they went to go blend Ranger Creek? What would using your color palette, what would someone else paint? And I think that's a really cool and interesting and fun project. I think I am getting allergic right now to the word innovation. And I have the same problem in business where everyone now is using the word legacy, and I'm guilty of it too. And I'm just so sick of hearing the word legacy attached to everything. We're worried about this legacy. We're building this legacy. It's a legacy of a legacy. It's just like, wow. I know the word has meaning and it's real, but it's so overused. It's becoming a buzzword cliche. And innovation is in that same... Now, Mike and I looked it up. The technical definition is doing something new. That's it. Doing something new. In the creative endeavor or creation of something. Doing something new. Now, I feel like that's too light of a definition of what my brain hears when I hear the word innovation. Innovation to me means game changer. It alters the path of creativity. It carves a new path from the path that everyone else is currently taking. In my mind, that's innovation, right? And right now, over and over and over, everyone is calling their teams, innovation department, a new innovation from Macallan. And what they mean is like, we did this thing we haven't done before. But it doesn't mean no one has. And it doesn't mean no one's ever heard of it ever before. And so often it's applied to something so small. This one's a little bit bigger, I feel. But so often it's applied to something so small. It's like, we put our whiskey in a light bulb. We innovated. It's like, no, you made a unique packaging choice. That's all. Right? And so like, hey, we used old tea leaves, recycled tea leaves for our labels. Innovation. No, you're just being a responsible human and taking a creative approach to recycling. And it's creative and it's clever, but it's not innovation. Having tea people help you blend a whiskey is a beautiful story, and it's clever, and it's a creative idea. Is it innovative? Am I being pedantic? Yes. But I'm tired of stupid things being called innovations. The light bulb was an innovation. Electricity, innovation. Internal combustion engine, innovation. We got some tea people to make our whiskey. Now, do I like it? Yes. I think this might be one of my favorite noses on a Macallan that I've ever tried. Full stop. And to me, that's a cool story. And I think this is at the heart of why I'm frustrated with the term innovation, is it's lazy in my brain. You had a really cool story. And instead of just telling it and getting out of the way, you wanted to preface it with a new, remarkable, innovative technique with all these buzzwords, and you buried the lead. Your cool story was the second paragraph. We worked with these things, right? The cool story was that you worked with some tea experts to make this thing. You should have told that story and gotten out of the way. Instead, you wanted to stack all of this accolades for yourself onto the front end of it, and then tell the story. We're unique, we're creative, we're innovative, we're inspired. We did something no one's ever done before. What was it? We did this thing. You should have we have a rule when we're writing ads, or teaching people to write ads and commercials and blog, and that is someone will write something, and we will go, all right, watch this, and you'll take their page. Chris Matticus does this. And we just like mark off the first third of the page and fold it down. And then we hand it back and say, I don't know what I just got rid of, but I guarantee you it made your ad 50% better. Because human nature is to bury the important part a third of the way down the page after all of your stupid prefaces. And then you finally get to the point of the thing you should be talking about. And when you waste all of this air on all this stupid buzzword language, but you have a really cool story, you should have just gotten out of the way. You had a great story to tell. Tell the story. Don't get in the way. Just tell the story. Don't get in the way. Stop using the word innovation. And also,
it's dry week again. I know it just happened, but this was the best time to do it, and it's right after January 1st, so it's like your, New Year's resolution. Remember, dry week is a chance for us to check in, take a break from alcohol, make sure that we're handling everything safely. It goes Friday noon, January 2nd through Friday noon, January 9th. It's, as always, participation is optional, and there will be no episodes coming out during the time of dry week, and we'll see you on the other side.
Thank you for making a very good whiskey. I feel like that's a very backhanded compliment now. Anyway, happy 2026. Hope this isn't the direction the whole channel's headed. It's gonna be a long year. I'm really glad you're here. If you want the most innovative, forward-thinking, visionary thought leader in whiskey, let me know when you find him. In the meantime, like and subscribe.